Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jason Jameson, owner and head coach of CrossFit Modern. Myself and my good friend Jim Harrison, doctor of physical therapy, are going to be putting out some content. 3 shorter clips or videos a week, and then a longer post, maybe on YouTube, once a week, introducing the Olympic barbell movements, the snatch and the clean and jerk. Today we're going to go into a more depth study of the snatch, namely the hang snatch, which is the next phase in our progression. So for today's training video, you are going to need 2 pieces of equipment. We are going to be using your Olympic barbell, and you're going to need a PVC pipe, a broomstick, whatever you got that is long and cylindrical. We're going to start with the hang snatch. I'm going to show you guys what this movement is, what it looks like, and then we're going to break it down into several small segments that you're going to practice, that you can build confidence with. Step 1, okay, what it looks like, the hang snatch. You're going to bring the bar up to your hips. The shoulders are going to be pulled back slightly. The knuckles are going to be turned down, not too much, but they're going to be pointing towards the ground, the big knuckles. Okay, from here, you're going to slightly bend the knees, jump the bar up overhead, pull, and finish. Okay, that's what the hang snatch looks like. Okay, to break it down into some smaller movements, pick up your PVC pipe or your broomstick, whatever you guys have. Okay, and we're going to piece this out into segments, and you guys can practice this on your own. You can do as many reps of this as you want until you feel comfortable and can feel the speed and the power that's behind the movement that's required to generate the bar upward and overhead. So, step 1, okay, having the PVC pipe at your hips or your broomstick. Okay, you want the PVC pipe or your object just at the belly button, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, everybody's going to be a little bit different based on their arm length and torso length. But from here, you guys are going to bring the PVC pipe or the broomstick up to your chest. In this position, okay, we want the elbows up and over the PVC pipe or broomstick. Okay, we don't want the elbows flaring back. Okay, so think of this as a very strict high pull. You're bringing the PVC pipe up to the chest. From here, all you're going to do is turn over as quickly as you can from here to your overhead position, which we learned the other day. Okay, so again, from starting, you're going to pull the shoulders back slightly, turn the knuckles down, pull the bar up or PVC pipe up to the chest, and then snap to overhead as quickly as possible. Okay, I want you to get a handful of these reps in. Okay, maybe it's 15 to 20 reps. Okay, maybe you do 3 sets of this before transitioning to your barbell or going on to the next movement that we're going to do.
Go.
So, while you guys are completing these movements, just some things that you guys can think about. Okay, that starting position. We want the knuckles down, the shoulders are pulled back slightly. We're bringing the PVC up to the chest. You're going to freeze in this position. Okay, when you guys are going to the overhead position, again, we're snapping the PVC pipe. It's a quick turnover into the lockout position. The lockout position should be really aggressive, quick, and done with a lot of force and speed. At the same time, we don't want to keep transitioning the PVC pipe up and back. Okay, we want the PVC pipe or the broomstick or bar to stop over the shoulders. Okay, so here's some rep stuff from the side, what it should look like. Okay, and again, the chest is open, the elbows are locked out, and we have that slight wrist extension at the top. Okay, a couple more reps, up to the chest, and then overhead. One of the things I'm thinking about when I'm going overhead is literally reaching the bar straight up, okay, and not back. If you think about just reaching straight up every time, the bar is going to stop over the shoulders every time. Okay. Moving on to the next phase. Okay, you're going to put your broomstick down or your PVC pipe down, and we're going to do some footwork drills. To do this, okay, we're not going to have anything in our hands. You're going to start by coming up onto the toes. Okay, think about just doing a calf raise. Okay, the body's straight up and down. We're nice and tall. We're not arching the shoulders or chest out. Okay, our shoulders back. Okay, everything is nice and tall. We're up on the toes and the balls of the feet. Okay, once you're in this position and you're ready to practice your footwork, the drill goes like this. Okay, the feet are under the hips. You're going to come up on the toes, and then you're going to slide. You're going to pick your feet up off the ground and slide them out, catching your body in a quarter squat position. Okay, you're going to stand, reset the feet. Again, come up on the toes. Pause for a second. Move the feet out, catch your body. We want to express a firm, rigid receiving position here. Okay, everything is really tight and solid. We're not landing and then sinking and doing, and losing our balance. Okay, we want to find our balance really, really quick. Okay, because if we're pulling a bar over the head, we've got to be nice and rigid when we're catching it. Okay, so that is your footwork drill. I recommend doing 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps of the footwork drill before we go on to the next phase. So moving on to the next phase, okay, we're actually going to piece those last 2 movements together. The turnover and the footwork. And this is where we're going to start beginning to see how the movement feels, how fast it's supposed to be, and what it's going to look like. Okay? So, and I recommend if you guys are doing this at home and nobody's there to watch you, you guys can videotape yourselves. You guys can send it to us. We'd love to see that stuff. But here's what the next piece looks like. You're going to piece them together. You're going to put part A, okay, knuckles down, shoulders back slightly. You're going to bring the PVC pipe up to the chest, or the broomstick up to the chest. Then you're going to come up on the toes, and you're going to glue them together. So at the same time, I'm going to do my turnover and move my feet. 3, 2, 1. Okay? Finish position is nice and strong. I'm stable in my feet. I've got the open chest, locked out elbow, some wrist extension. Okay, with the nice firm grip, I'm going to stand up and then bring it back down and reset. Okay, I'll show you one more time from the front. Shoulders, knuckles, high pull, toes, go. Okay, here's one from the side. Shoulders, knuckles, high pull, toes, go. Okay, one more from the side. Shoulders, knuckles, high pull, toes, and go. Okay? Really important to hold yourself in each of these positions before going into the receiving position. Okay? Olympic lifting is all about owning specific positions and being comfortable and strong in those positions before you glue everything together. Okay? The more you own these positions, the better you're going to feel as you start progressing and advancing the lifts. The next phase we're going to go into, it's going to make things a little more interesting. We're going to get dynamic about our start position. Okay? Here's what your next phase is going to look like. Okay? You guys are going to pull your shoulders back. You're going to start with the knuckles down. Instead of starting in this tall position, what we call a scarecrow position, you're going to keep the bar or PVC pipe at the hips. Okay? You're still going to come up on the toes, but now we're going to start with a slow pull up to the chest. Okay? Once you get the PVC pipe up to that previous starting position we were at, then you're going to snap into the finish position. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Shoulders are back, knuckles are down. You're going to come up on the toes, slow pull, and then finish. Okay, so as soon as the PVC hits the sternum height or chest height, okay, that's when you turn everything on, start your turnover, move the feet at the same time, finish in the same receiving position that we've been practicing. So again, shoulders back, knuckles down, come up on the toes. You're going to start your slow pull, slow, and then finish quickly. Okay, again from the side. Shoulders and knuckles are back, shoulders down, back, knuckles down. Come up on the toes. Slow, slow pull. more time. Shoulders back, knuckles down, toes, slow pull, finish. Okay, again, I'm thinking about reaching straight up on the finish position. Okay, being nice and rigid throughout the body, strong in this position.
Go.
All right, guys, moving on into the next phase. Okay, this is where things get even more interesting. They're gonna get a little more challenging. We're gonna bring the barbell into the equation. If you're not quite ready to do something this aggressive with a barbell, you can stick with the PVC flag for this next step until you feel comfortable and advancing to the barbell. Next phase is our high hang snatch. Okay. Everything is going to be in the same position as it was previously. The shoulders are going to be back slightly. The knuckles are going to be turned down. From here, we're going to go into a slight bend with the knees. Just the knees. Okay? It's a very small, what we call dip in Olympic weightlifting. Okay? That's as far down as you're going to go. Everybody's dip is going to be a little bit different too, based on femur length. Okay? This is what it looks like from the side. Okay, a very small dip is going to be your starting position. From here, you're going to jump. Okay? Because we're jumping now, we're going to experience a little bit of hang time. This isn't going to be as aggressive or as fast or as snappy as our previous movement was. Okay, in that tall position up on our toes, okay, we're really relying on gravity. Gravity's sucking us down. Okay, we're moving really quickly under the bar. Now we're literally going to be driving away from the floor, creating some hang time. The movement's going to slow down a little bit. You're going to have more time to spend with the bar in the air. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. You're going to pull your shoulders back. Knuckles are going to be down. You're going to dip, jump, and go through the same motions. Okay, again, shoulders back, knuckles down, dip. That's how close the bar should be, by the way. Okay, if you're wearing a hat, your hat should fly off.
That's why you're wearing a hat.
Okay, so from the side angle, shoulders, knuckles, dip, go. Okay, one more from the side, shoulders, knuckles, dip, go. Okay, that is your high hang snatch.
Go.
All right, guys, moving into our next phase. So we've just gone over the high hang snatch. Now we're going to bring it down a little bit. We're going to add a little more speed into the movement. Just a couple things, guys, before we get onto that, though. We're putting ourselves into this position with our shoulders and our knuckles in the beginning. Pulling the shoulders back is going to create some tension in the upper part of the body, the thoracic part of the body. Okay, it's going to give you more control with the barbell. And then the knuckles, turning the knuckles down is going to help us keep the bar close. So what that looks like, okay, this is my normal relaxed grip here. If I turn the knuckles down, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and this is going to encourage the bar to stay close to the body on the way up. Okay, versus if I just have my normal grip here and I don't pull my shoulders back, I may end up with something like this, okay, which is uncontrolled. And when you start adding the legs into the movement, we want to be as close to the body with the barbell as possible, okay? So, moving into the hang snatch, okay, we've just gone over the high hang snatch. We're moving into the hang snatch now. That just means we're going to be coming down a little bit lower, okay? So again, the shoulders are back. The knuckles are down. By this time, you guys might be getting a forearm pump. The shoulders are lit and turned on. They're on fire just from the PVC and the barbell. Okay? From here, shoulders are back. The knuckles are down. We're going to start with the dip. But to come into the hang, now we're going to hip hinge forward just slightly. Okay? This is going to bring us into our hang position. Okay? We've got the high hang position. Just the knees are bent. Okay, and then we've got the hang position. That's where we're bending at the hips a little bit. What that looks like from the side, okay, bend the knees. This is our high hang position. Okay, when I lean forward, okay, bring the is our hang position. Okay? So we're going to complete the movement now from that position. This is going to allow us to generate more upward momentum on the bar, which is going to allow you to move more weight eventually. So the shoulders are back, the knuckles are down. We're going to dip, hinge, and go. One more rep. Shoulders, knuckles, knees, hips. Okay? From the front view, what that looks like, shoulders are back, the knuckles are down. Okay, we're going to dip, hinge, and go. Again, shoulders, knuckles, dip, hinge, and fire. Okay, that is your hang snatch. All right, guys, just to recap what we've gone over today, I want to go over what this might look like if you were doing this on your own. And you guys are more than welcome to stop these videos, pause it, and do the repetitions along with me in the video. Pause it, do your sets, get feeling comfortable with the movements, and then progress on to the next stage. What this might look like, okay, and how I would normally do this in a personal training session is I would take my athletes through, for example, the turnover, the skill number 1. I would take them through 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps of just that movement, dialing the turnover in, the lockout, the extension, before going on to the next movement, which would be the footwork. Okay. Once they're feeling confident with the footwork, I would do 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps there, and then we would advance into the movement we call the scarecrow. We would do another set of 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps of the scarecrow. That's the combination movement of moving the feet and the turnover at the same time. And once we've gotten through that stage, then I would advance my athlete either to the bar, or we would stay on this PVC pipe working into the tall snatch. For the tall snatch, the high hang snatch, and the hang snatch, I would recommend doing 3 sets of each of those. Maybe we're at 5 to 7 reps, maybe we're at 10 reps if we're still on the PVC pipe. But 3 sets of each of those, doing 5 to 7 reps until we feel comfortable with the turnover and the timing. Again, the repetitions here is what this is all about. It's about gaining timing and consistency with each rep. Every rep we want to look and feel exactly the same and get quicker and more dialed in as we move along. Okay, it's all about motor skills and developing the muscle memory with each movement before advancing into the next movement. Okay, that is what is going to build the confidence in you guys and help you advance onto the barbell and into heavier weights as you progress in the lift.